demonstrating the first experiment of ADE, that is A-stable multivibrator. To demonstrate, the components required are F555 IC. This is a 555 IC. It is an 8-pin IC. You can see there are 4 pins on either side. So while placing this IC, and this is an IC required, other than IC I require a 3.3 kilo ohm resistor. I have designed for the duty cycle more than 50%. So I require 3.3 kilo ohm resistor. The color code for 3.3 kilo ohm resistor is, you can see, orange, orange, red, gold. And another resistor required is a 5.6 kilo ohm resistor. The color code of it is green, blue and red. And we require 2 capacitor. One is 0.1 microfarad capacitor and 0.01 microfarad capacitor. So, and I also require a digital trainer kit. The first thing we need to do is we have to place this 8-pin IC on an IC slot. So this is how we place. Make sure that the notch should be facing upwards. There is a notch here. I'll show the notch. Notch of an IC should be facing upward. So place it and tighten it. So while numbering it, make sure that this slot is capable of accommodating a 16-pin IC. But since we are using only 8-pin IC, the numbering has to be done like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this will be a VCC and this is a ground connection. And after placing an IC, switch on the kit. Switch on the kit. The kit is on. Instead of using a breadboard, we will be using this part of the knobs. So we need to connect the circuit. So 3.3 kilo ohm, this is a RA is 3.3 kilo ohms, has to be connected here, and RB is 5.6 kilo ohm, will be connected in a series with this. After that, even capacitor RA, RB and capacitor, all the 3 components are connected in series. Make sure all the 3 components are connected in series. And there is another capacitor called as 0.01 microfarad. You can connect anywhere parallel to this row. After doing this, we also require a CRO, that is cathode ray oscilloscope. The cathode ray oscilloscope is used for measuring the amplitude as well as the frequency of analog waves. That is either a sine wave, a rectangular wave or a triangular wave. The frequency as well as amplitude can be measured using CRO. This is a CRO, and you can observe here, there are 2 channels in the CRO. This is channel 1 and this is channel 2. So I require a probe for connecting it to the channel 1. This is how you can connect a probe to the channel 1. And these are all the readings: channel 1 reading, channel 2 reading, and this is the time base. Time base is required for adjusting the time period of your output waveform. So if I adjust the time period, it means that the frequency will be adjusted. So waveform. This is a circuit diagram of A-stable multivibrator. Now I will be connecting this circuit. For this I require a probes. These are all the probes. This is a patch cord and this is a probe. Probes are used for connecting it to the CRO. Patch cords are used for connecting it to the digital trainer kit. So the first thing is, you can see in this circuit, 8th pin and 4th pin both are shorted and connected to the VCC. So 8th pin, how do you number this IC is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because this is an 8-pin IC. 8th pin will be, this is a 8th pin. 8th pin, short it with 4th pin. After shorting 8th pin with a 4th pin, both 8th and 4th pin are connected to VCC. So there is an hole here, insert it here and connect it to the VCC. This is a VCC. It's written as a VCC, I need to connect it to a VCC. Later you can see one end of an array, that is top end of an array, is connected to the 8th pin. This is RA, this is RB, this is C1, this is C2. Top end of your RA is connected to 8th pin. So connected to 8th pin. And later you can see at the junction between RA and RB, junction of RA and RB has to be connected to the 7th pin. That is, this is the junction. RA and RB junction has to be connected to the 7th pin of your IC. This junction has to be connected to the 7th pin. Which is the 7th pin? 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. 7th pin. And the bottom end of your RB is connected to the 2nd pin. You can see here between RB and capacitor C1, between RB and capacitor C1 there are 2 pins that are connected, that is 2 and 6 pins. So what you need to do is 2 and 6 short together and connect it to the junction between RB and C1. 2 and 6 short together. 2 and 6. This is 4, 5, 6. 6 short together, and this, any one of the pin, either 2 or 6, has to be connected between the junction between RB and C. This is RB and C. This is the junction connected here. We are done till here. Later you can see that the bottom end of the capacitor is connected to the ground. The bottom end of the capacitor, 0.1 microfarad, is connected to the ground. This is the ground pin, connected to the ground. And the first pin, and you can see the numbering. The pin configuration of the IC 555 IC will be given to you in the examination. Based on that, you have to number the IC. The first pin of the IC has to be connected to ground. This is the first pin of an IC connected to ground. So after this, you can see there is another capacitor called 0.01 microfarad. The top end of your capacitor has to be connected to the 5th pin. Top end of this capacitor has to be connected to 5th pin. This is the 5th pin. And bottom end of the capacitor is connected again to the ground. You can see bottom end of the capacitor is connected to ground. Bottom end of the capacitor is connected to ground. So we are done with the connection. The thing is, we get 2 different types of output waveform. That is, one output waveform we will get at the pin 3rd, and other output waveform is a capacitor waveform you get across this capacitor. Where is this capacitor connected? This capacitor is connected to either 6th pin or 2nd pin. That is, we have to note down that there is no external input to a multivibrator, because multivibrator doesn't require any external input. So whatever the 2 waveforms we get, both the waveforms are an output waveforms. This is a capacitor waveform, this is a voltage waveform. So this output waveform, that is a rectangular output waveform, we get it at the 3rd pin, and capacitor waveform we get it either at the 6th pin or 2nd pin. So we have to measure TH and TL in this output waveform. To measure the time base and the amplitude of this waveform, you require a CRO. So now I need to connect it to the CRO. As I told, we get the 2 output waveforms. One output waveform we get it at 3rd pin, and another output waveform, that is a capacitor output waveform, we get it at the 2nd pin. So we require 2 probes or 2 channels to be connected to the CRO. These are the 2 channels, channel 1 and this is channel 2. This is a probe. So probe looks like this. We have 2 wires here in a probe. This is a positive, the red one is positive, and the black one is negative. This black one should always be connected to the ground. Fine. So overall I require 2 probes because we get 2 output waveforms. So one of the probe I connected to the one channel, and another probe I connected to the other channel. Now we can see here there are 2 probes. The first thing you need to do is connect the black wire of this probe, shorten this, and has to be always the black wire has to be connected to the ground. black wires of the probes has to be connected to ground. You can use any one of the ground. You can use any of the ground. So this is also a ground connected to the ground. Now we are left with two positive wires. That is one positive wire of one probe and another positive wire of another probe. We require two output. One output at the third pin. So let me connect one positive wire to the third pin of the IC. Third pin. Which is the third pin? 1, 2, 3. Third pin of an IC. Another positive wire left here is this one. Another output waveform, we can get it across second pin or sixth pin, because both second and sixth pin are shorted. You can check either at second or sixth pin. Let me check at sixth pin. 4, 5, 6. Sixth pin. So we are done with the connection. After doing the connection, you need to check whether we are getting two types of waveform, one capacitor waveform and one rectangular waveform. After getting the rectangular waveform, since we are designed for the duty cycle of 50%, so we have to check according to the design of duty cycle 50%, we got TH as 0.5 millisecond, TL as 0.5 millisecond. So you need to measure TH is the top edge of the pulse, rectangular output waveform. TL is the bottom part of your rectangular waveform, T high and T low. So that has to be measured on the CRO, because CRO is used for measuring the time base. This is a time base as well as an amplitude. So as soon as we connect, we get an output waveform like this. We can increase the amplitude. So the channel 1 shows 2 volt and channel 2 volt shows 2 volt. So the adjusting the voltage can be done using this knob. So adjusting the voltage of channel 2 can be done using this knob, that is voltage indicate the height of the waveform. So let me adjust both the channel to the 2 volt. How we need to measure is, so these are the two types of waveform. You can see that one is a capacitor waveform, other is a rectangular waveform. You can see in the rectangular waveform, you cannot see the transition. Transition will not be visible on the CRO. You need to measure T value. What should be the TH? TH should be 0.5 and TL should be 0.5. TH is the top edge. This is TH and this is TL. TH is this entire top line is covering one full box. So one box into 0.5. You need to multiply the number of box into this time base. One box into 0.5 will give you 0.5 millisecond. That is, we have verified TH as 0.5 millisecond. What is TL? TL you can see here. Just a minute. TL, this is TL. TL is also covering one box on an horizontal axis. This one box into 0.5 will give you 0.5 millisecond. Now TH is 0.5 millisecond, TL is also 0.5 millisecond. That is, we have been designed for 1 kilohertz frequency and duty cycle 50%. According to the duty cycle 50%, both TH and TL has to be of same value, that is 0.5 and 0.5 millisecond. We can measure it by multiplying the number of boxes into time base value. So these two output waveforms are the final output waveforms of an astable multivibrator with the duty cycle 50%. Similarly, you have to, according to the experiment, you need to design for the duty cycle less than 50% and greater than 50%. If I take less than 50% duty cycle, if I take 40% as a duty cycle, D will be 0.4. According to our design, wherever you find D, replace it with a 0.4 value and calculate the RA and RB value. Make use of those RA and RB values and connect the circuit. After connecting, you need to check this output waveform. TH will be 0.4 millisecond, TL will be 0.6 millisecond according to the duty cycle 40%. So The next case is case 3 is you need to design for the duty cycle greater than 50%. That is, I am taking duty cycle as 60. So if the duty cycle is 60%, D will be 0.6. So replace D as 0.6 in your equation. After replacing, RA and RB value changes. That is, make use of those RA and RB values in the circuit connection and measure the TH and TL value in the output waveform. You can notice that TH will be 0.6 millisecond, TL will be 0.4 millisecond. These are the two different. These are the two output waveforms I have shown you for the duty cycle of 50%. The thing you need to do is you need to design for the duty cycle less than 50% and greater than 50% and measure the respective TH and TL value for different duty cycles. Thank you.